and I'm an attorney that works with elders, and I'm doing a video blog series on cautionary tales for elder families or families with elders. And this story is not so much legal as it involves insurance, long-term care insurance. If you are watching this video and you are aging and looking at long-term care insurance, this is the video for you. If you are a child or an adult child of an aging parent who has a long-term care insurance policy, or even if they don't, you should find out, then this story is for you. I'm going to tell you about Vance and Barbara, who were a very active couple in their 80s, in excellent health. Both were golfers and golfed almost daily, so they got plenty of exercise. Their health was good. Vance smoked, in his early years, but had given it up sometime, before he started aging. And as they aged, and this is probably very common too, they didn't plan to be as old as they were, and so their money was kind of running thinner as they were moving into their 80s, which is, I'm sure I see this fairly often. And so they took a look at their budget and they thought, where can we trim the fat? They had a long-term care insurance policy that they had gotten in their 50s, so they had it for quite some time, and they'd been paying premiums on it for quite some time. But those premiums to us may not have, those of us who are looking for long-term care insurance plans may not have seemed that much, but for their budget was something they thought that they could trim off because their health was good. So they did, and they got rid of their long-term care policy without telling kids, without consulting a financial planner, without consulting an attorney, without consulting anyone but each other. And at the end of the day, they were fine for about 5 years. Then when they got into their late 80s, we're talking, 87, 88, 89, there is a fall. Barbara falls, breaks her hip. She ends up in the hospital. They repair the hip, and she went into rehabilitation, which Medicare pays for about 90 days, but then the Medicare ran out, and there she was in the nursing home, not ready to go, not able to go home, still not healed, still not being able to walk. As I've said in prior cautionary tales, oftentimes falls also mess with capacity, mental capacity, and that's what was happening to Barbara. So now her family is facing $7,000 a month bills for nursing home care. They had money, they had some savings built up, so her care was paid for by their savings, which meant if anything happened to Vance, there wouldn't be anything for him either. And that's exactly kind of what happened. She went through all of their savings, then eventually her children were contributing, and when the kids asked about the long-term care, they discovered they had canceled it. So the moral of the story of this cautionary tale is you may be shy as a child of aging parents to ask them what their insurance policies are, what their finances are, and I'm telling you point blank, don't be shy. Ask. Find out what's going on. For you aging parents out there who want to trim some fat on your budget, before you do so, please consult someone who can give you an unbiased opinion about what's going on and maybe rework some things that are in your budget so that you can afford your long-term care premiums. Because it is devastating to a family to, when they need it, to not have it. So, having said that, avoid the story of Vance and Barbara. For kids, get into your parents' business, however uncomfortable that may be, however hard that conversation may be. And elders, allow your children in. They're going to help you at the end of the day. They're not trying to be nosy, and they're not trying to get their inheritance early. They're just trying to make sure everything can get covered and you can stay independent as long as possible.